You are watching Planet Plipcam. Welcome to the first episode of my Viking Park. If you do enjoy the episode, don't forget to like it so you don't upset the gods of Valhalla. Now I'm really excited to show you this park today just because I've spent so much time on it and I haven't just been placing blueprints. I've really tried to detail the park as much as I could with all of the individual pieces, and this was the first park where I really started to look at the pieces and get some texture in the park. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please hit the subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and the like would also be greatly appreciated. So we're going to take a look around the park. This park is called Kattegat and it's based on Vikings, but it's not a recreation. And as you can see, welcoming you into the park, there's a big statue. It's like a Viking god, I'm not too sure which one, and it's constructed just like Wix did, so great inspiration, thank you to him on his YouTube channel, with the likes of stalagmites and the pieces in the adventure pack. Also greeting you into Kattegat, there is a pond which I've used the ivy on the water, which is a really nice effect to make it look more of a swamp. And then also around the park you will see these shields, and these are custom made with the ear pieces, I'm pretty sure, and baubles and planks and basic shapes, all made into a circle to create the shield. And I've copied and pasted these through the park, which look really good, I think. Also some coal on there, as you can see. So there's some of the things that are repeated through the park. I just wanted to make some things that I could copy and paste. And then I made this Kattegat sign, and we're going to go through the sign here and go and have a look what we've got in the park. So there's a welcoming building as you walk in. It's got all of your cargo, and it's just a random building, one of the first ones I built using base game pieces. I've roofed this with some straw, which I did really like, but in this park, as you can see, it's not finished. So this is why it's episode 1. You've seen the trailer. I do have more work to do, and I'd really like to do the finishing touches, just like finishing off with archways and planks, really things I need to do. And as you can see, carrying on past the path, you've got this building here. Now I've decorated this with lots of pieces like the driftwood branch and the whalebone arch. So these have just added some good 3D kind of feel to the building, and I really like that, how it stands out. I do like the exterior of this building. It does need some more trimming, some more rope. Rope is a really prevalent piece in this park. I've just copied and pasted the other side. I've just used advanced move. But then here we go inside. I've made this big wood pit, fire pit, and I am not too happy with this inside at the moment. I haven't been looking at too much because obviously you don't go inside too much. But as it is the main route to the ride, I do need to theme this out, whether it be shields or maybe the new DLCs could help me theme it out in here. Shame we do not have billboards, because that would really help me. So, just like the name of the channel, Planet Plipcam, we're heading into Plipcam. If you didn't know, rename a guest Plipcam, and you can walk around just as you're going around in the park, which I really love in this game. So we're going to go through the queue line for the main ride. Now this is a launch coaster. I'm not a big fan of knowing all the rides. I'm not very good at that, so I just build for fun. Try and make them as real as I can. I don't go on many rides in real life, but I try and make them as real as I can, as I say. So another one of those statues, and we go through the path. One thing maybe I could adapt later in the series is all of this fencing. Maybe it's too much of one piece, and maybe it could be a bit boring. Another alleyway that needs theming, but in here I'm pretty happy with how this room came out. This is almost like a pre-show room. Again, if we could add custom sounds in Planet Coaster Console, then I definitely would. However, here it is at night. You've got a walkthrough of almost like they have in the series Vikings, which inspired me to do this park. Just a hallway where they have their fire pit, and at the back I do aim to add some thrones but I was just waiting for some pieces from the DLC to complete those thrones, which can go at the back. So that is that hall. The guests can walk through here. Still need a bit more lighting, as you can see. When it was dark, it was too dark. And you carry on through in the queue line, through this hallway. Maybe it's a bit enclosed, should add some windows somewhere. And I really wanted to add some darkness to this queue line, because obviously the Vikings are very spiritual. They believe in all the darkness. And yeah, they all want to strive for Valhalla, but in here, this is when they don't avoid the temptation, and this is the trees crying. I've added some effects there, sunk it into the ground, and this might be a bit spookier. Should add some more lighting possibly. And you head up out of that underground section, and then you can see the ride station. Now here I do like the angle of the coaster that you have here, swooping past you with that big drop from the inversion and into a new launch. So we're going to head down the queue line. As you can see to the right, here is the priority pass. A very, very good priority pass, this one. Skipping all of that pre-show, although I'm sure if I was going to ride this, which I want to see that queue line. So this building I made inspired by lots of images on Google, and just custom roofing the building was really, really fun. It was the second custom roof that I tried in the park, and I think it turned out the best out of the two. So here's the station. Added some more of the shields and some bunting to just Viking colours. The colour scheme in this park is basically dark reds, burgundies, browns, and some really pale yellows, as I do think those complement the Viking theme really well. And outside the queue building, as you can see, the station, we've made this banner out of icing and the drape flag pieces, and as you can see, the custom roof, all made out of individual planks. So we're going to take a ride on this launch coaster. So I hope you're looking forward to this ride. We're going to get a train through. Now, the ending section, I must warn you, I'm not completely happy with. I do want to make it a bit more real, even though this park is not completely trying to be realistic. It's just a themed world. I would like to add a transfer track at the end, so I do need to try and sort that out. So, as you can see, a nice barrel roll and into this dark room. Now, the idea for that was that in Vikings they have a Sith who is basically foretelling what is about to happen, and if you're going to do bad things, then that he's going to tell you, and he's all with the darkness. So I like that room, and as you can see, flying through the world, not too big a world this one. As we fly through this side of the park, right at the end, you can see it wasn't too themed. I can't wait to theme that in later episodes. So this was probably my 4th or 5th coaster built in Planet Coaster. So I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Obviously I'm not an expert in coaster and their limits. A nice fly through that custom roof again. So yeah, I've tried to do what I think would be possible. Obviously some inversions, maybe I've got them wrong. But that's just things I can learn with this channel. Maybe you can comment if it was vaguely realistic or not, and I'd really like you to comment down below. I'll reply to all of your comments. They are greatly appreciated. So as you saw, the ending to that ride was a bit janky. I would like to do that again, but as you can see, we're going to go through the ride start here because I want to show you some more of this building. So really playing on the evil and the opposite of Valhalla, and what everyone doesn't want to happen in Kattegat. So as you can see, I've made these out of wooden corbels, and these are teeny pieces. Now I'm still surprised the part count is only at 53%, but this was my first ever custom roof, and yes, it looks very, very odd. It has some curves in it, but I did want that kind of rubbish, really uneven effect to make this look almost haunted. So you boost out of there. I do need to add some more foliage along the boost. We're going to press Ctrl, Shift and G to exit the menu for all the controls so you can see a bit better. And as you can see, the coaster going around. It goes around. I've really tried to incorporate real life into this park and how they can live in this settlement. So I've added crops, and I've done that by using sunken down trees, as you'll see when I select it here. These are really low to the ground, under the ground trees, and I've used these mud patches, which I think we used in the spooky pack for the graves. Also some scavioli, wall creepers. They work really well, and just some branches put in there too. And as you can see here, I've created a watchtower. This is all out of beams. I really thought that they needed to look out for incoming enemies, so I created this. I put the banner on as well, some torches, and tried to make some custom doors. All of that is custom with planks, and the roof is custom too, because you can't get really nice curved roofs very well unless you do custom, which is tough on controller, but you can do it, and I will show you how to do it in future tutorials. So here you are, the exit to the ride. Now as you can see, this is very bare. I do need some suggestions for this exit, because I'm not too happy with this exit. It obviously needs some theming there and some barriers. I was thinking of a tunnel with an overhang roof. I think that would look good, just to add some overhead features for the guests. I do like that, as I mentioned in other videos. So now we head out of the ride, and this is some good scenery. You can also access this obviously from the other side of the park. I've just used the tower, the water tower, and this joins onto a blacksmith's. Now I wanted to start this park because I watched one day a video by Wix, as I keep saying, and he created a building. I think it was a leather merchant, and I really wanted to create something similar to that building, so I built this. And now it's 2 stories, so I really like how the guests can walk underwards, under the structure, and I've added these steps upwards to make a blacksmith. Now you've got this 2-story Blacksmith Chimney, which took great inspiration from the Planet Coaster community, with other chimneys that have been built, just sinking them down and stacking them on top of each other. So it's really nice that the Plip Cam can let you walk up those steps which aren't even path. And around here you've got a bench so you can sit down and wait as the blacksmith forges whatever you need. So in there I've used the fence, a spooky fence, to make a grate, obviously the fire effects, and bricks, and lots of beams. And then the shields, I've sunk another half circle into there, and I've just made a half shield to add some more variation to the colours. This is a toilet building. Now I'm not completely set on keeping it. It's just there because they needed a toilet, and I was sick of getting notifications that they needed the toilet. So this is a almost vineyard. I'm not too sure if they had them in Viking times or even in their climate, but they're just any kind of crops. I really liked having some high up crops which could be picked, some kind of fruit probably. So here you can see another custom roof on this one. I certainly want to add the World's Fair add-ons to this, the roof toppers with the corbel, again a very common piece used by the community, especially on PC. And as you can see there, I'm trying to click on that, but that is an icing piece for the window and just a surround. Added some to make it a bit older, some foliage there, and as you can see there are the crops there. And I've used rope, lots of pieces of rope. And I'm going to focus in on this piece here. Now if I do some research, I found out that whatever these crops could be, maybe I could get some kind of factory going where they would process all of their goods. Now we're going to head over to the other part where you could have turned right at the entrance. Now you've got some kind of jetty here. I've used lots of nice pieces that come in the game in the pirate set. And then this is my Viking Longship. Now this took many attempts and many pieces. I really wanted to get this correct. Now to make this, if you want to make your own, I've made drapes with the long drapes and coloured them and used advanced move to move them into place. And the same with the hull and everything of the boat. These are just planks with the shields alongside, some of the scarecrow toppers for the oars. So yeah, I really like that, placing axes in there. And I did just focus in on the supports there. I would like to custom support this ride, maybe with logs. So now going into Floki's boathouse. He is the boat builder in this series Vikings. Again, taking great inspiration. This is a bit more grandiose than his boathouse, but I did want to incorporate a water ride. Just like I remember as a little kid going to Legoland Windsor and going on their water ride, Viking themed, with that brilliant turntable. The theming wasn't great on that ride, but it was very enjoyable, especially as a younger kid. So I'm struggling to get into the ride cam just how I want it here, so we're going to get it perfect for you guys. And we should be in the correct float very soon. So obviously the ratings aren't too immense for this. You exit the station, and I've tried to not get them too wet, but at the same time have some near misses or maybe some unlucky getting wet. So we've got some shields, an overhang squirting some water, and then we've got the bridge, which is really nice to have an overhead with water falling down. Now I've triggered this. As you can see, I love that part where it turns off just as they go under it, really adding some fear factor just for nothing, which I really like to toy with the guests in that way. Again, going past another hut, all custom made with planks using the dome method. And going past, I do need to add some more rocks alongside this ride, just to blend it in. Now we're going to speed up here as this is not completely themed yet. Along this top piece, I would like to add some kind of mythology pieces. Maybe a snake, a big snake wrapping up across the hill. I think that would be really nice. And you'll head out of its mouth through those triggered logs that try and smack you over the head. So more theming obviously needed to be done here. As you'll see to the left, there is a very long house, and going through the water effects there, and then we have the interaction with the guests, and I really like this bit. I would like to hide the little pieces where they squirt the water, but the water guns, they do look nice. It would be even cooler if they looked like they were squirting, but I've just added some of the pieces, the vista points, so they have a look at the guests. Again, before that bridge, I would like to add one of the barrels where you can pretend that water's about to tip over like you have in water parks, but that's something to add later on. Then I've copied and pasted my longship, and I've added it so it's being built or repaired by Floki, the boat builder in Vikings. So I've added some steam just to make it look like it's all run down, and I've added some rips in the sail by just deleting those very small pieces. So the exit, this is a bit odd pathing, I do need to sort this out, but this is a part of the park that I have neglected so far. This is a boat where I really wanted to get some of Valhalla going into the park, which is basically where they go after death if they have been adequate. So they burn the boat with the bodies on, and they decorate them very well with flowers. And as you can see, I've put the golden gates to Valhalla behind that boat, which you should see next episode. I really want to add to that, and looking forward to doing that later on. So we're going to take a quick final look at the park. We've got some shops in. We do need to add more shops to make it more accessible for the guests. Another thing to consider would definitely be some flat rides No flat rides currently in the park on this side. And we've got obviously the water channel that's going to be on the other side of this Kattegat, which is going to lead into Valhalla. So taking another quick look around the park at night, looking at these fire effects. I do like the lightning there too. And a look at all of the shiny pieces which really enhance the park, I think. I think that looks really, really good. Again, obviously I do need more lighting. However, I really don't want to make it too artificial, so maybe I sink some lighting into the ground, which could help me theme that. So we're going to go on to this, which is not yet finished. Well, none of the park is finished yet. It all needs finishing off, but it's all a basis to work on. It's a longhouse, so this is like a dining room for the Vikings. So I've got some shops in here. I've used some of the adventure tiles up on the top. I really liked how you could colour them, so detailed. I might even, as you've seen, if you rewind in the video, on top of where the corkscrew is, or the barrel roll, you can see I've made a roof out of that custom with all of those pieces at the start of the ride. And as you can see here, this was a building I found in the workshop, so well done to whoever made that. That is really, really nice Viking build. All the guests will sit there on the seats. Just touching on that build again, I'm not sure if I'll keep it in the park. I would like to build everything myself. It was just a bit of inspiration, and I do thank whoever built that. Focusing on that last bit of Greenland, I would like to make a stable there, because we now have a horse from the vintage pack, which is really exciting, as I think I could theme it up well. So a last look at the park from overhead. As you can see to the right in the distance, there's a very exciting looking coaster, but we're not going to try and focus on it too much. It's all a work in progress. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and hit that like button. It's so encouraging. I'm so happy to have every single subscriber that joins the channel at the moment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy Kattegat.